My grandchildren, wow. When God said grand, He meant it. They're awesome. I have 2 grandsons and 2 granddaughters, and oh, they're every bit of the word grand. I love them to death, and they kind of like old Papa pretty good. So they come see me quite often, but I've been truly blessed, and it's been a great, great situation. This community, the Chamber of Commerce, Plains, Texas to Wimberley, Texas. My home to where I'm kind of home now is still very similar. It's about community, a community that cares. I dare say that anybody who's ever in trouble or had need, Plains, Texas, I guarantee you could see the Plains, Texas and the Plains Cowboy and Cowgirl stand up. They'll get it done. And I'm grateful for that. I don't know how many letters and notes and nice, of course, Facebook, I've learned, actually, I left my phone. I have an iPhone now. Boy, I've grown up. I'm in technology now. But of course, when I asked for it, I told my wife I want an iPhone, EYE, and she says, you don't even know what the damn iPhone is. It's internet. I had to grow up a little bit. Excuse me. But now I can read Facebook and I can do all that stuff. Right? One of my assistant coaches retired. He retired last year, and we went on to check his computer. 597 unread text messages. He never would click on them. I told him, he told me, well, that's when you got to retire, when you can't answer from the bosses. And he says, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. That's when you retire. That's when technology, wow, has it come a long ways. I can only imagine what it was like in Plains, Texas, if you didn't have a cell phone or whatever when I was a kid. Heck, you didn't have to worry about if anybody's going to call Mom and Dad. Trust me, you got in trouble at school, you got home, it's twice as bad. Damn, they had no cell phone, it traveled quick. And I guarantee you, I'd go down 3rd Street to try to figure out every way to lengthen that walk, but man, it wasn't getting no better. Because it was going to happen. And there wasn't nothing wrong with it. Because I'm a survivor, I can tell you. I did it. But my family is so awesome. I'm so blessed. I can't even begin to tell you just how much, how awesome it is. Many coaches that I've been surrounded by, Coach Mancini in college. But I want to go back to Plains, and I want to talk about each one of them because those guys were my idols. Each and every one of them. Coach Bob Gross, who started with me in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. He still talks to me, 75 years old, and you have to, Coach, I'm here. He's still here. You got to yell on that phone, but we still talk. And he still tells me he loves me, and I still tell him I love him. And there's nothing better than that. He taught us fundamentals. He taught about fundamentals. How many of you guys remember the wall team? How many times do you run that bleacher like I did? Because if you look at the basketball and dribble at the same time, it wasn't matter whether you're white or black. You go to the wall. But that's why Coach Gross taught us football, basketball, and track, and we trained and learned every single thing, and he was awesome. I guarantee you I was scared. I thought he was the devil sometimes. I was scared to death. Coach Kenneth Engel, who's sitting out there, was so, he did so much for me. I can't even begin. But the thing about him, he was the sly fox. That's what I call him. He could look over those glasses and peer on you like, I can still remember it to this day. I can still remember it, but he always had a trick up his sleeve. I don't know what it was about it. I would try to catch him, and I couldn't. I never could. He was one step ahead of me, or way further than that, probably. But I thought I was right there. But he loved us. In our 7th grade year, undefeated, unscored on, and wouldn't have got scored on the last game of the season. O'Donnell's clock mysteriously went out. How about that? And they played until they scored, and then the clock was running. Game over. True story. It wasn't coaching. We would have never got scored on. In our 8th grade year, we kind of had several kids leave and whatnot, but you're talking about a bunch of boys that could play some football now. And it was fun, wasn't it? I remember playing with you guys. It was awesome. It was awesome. The guys that played in high school, in 1972, I was a sophomore, they let me go and stand on the sideline. Coach Miller said, get back. I was the get back guy. Now they have a get back coach. I was the get back player, get back. I'm playing now, let's get back. But those was nothing like it. In '73, the district championship, and I see several of those guys that played on there. Yeah, we were some bad dudes, weren't we? Huh? I thought so. Didn't you? I don't know if there's anybody any better. I don't know. Somebody just time ran out on us, didn't it, guys? But it was fun. In 1974, playing on the basketball team, we got to go to the regional tournament. Now, you're talking about walking into the municipal coliseum. Now I'm walking as a coach in it. Wow, nothing. Back then, I thought it was, like the Astrodome. I thought it was unbelievable. Of course, the first layup I shot, it looked like it too. Mike Blunt reminded me they need to pass the ball a little bit more.
To him.
But what a deal. What a deal. It was awesome. Then I get to the next coach, who was Coach Evan Vickers. The most caring guy. He loved it. He was our mother hen. He was our mother hen. He wasn't going to hurt nobody's feelings, but he was going to. But when you made him mad, you made him mad. Isn't that right, Coach England? He was mad from toe to heel, but he loved us, and I'll never forget it. Then along come a guy who is amazing. Sometimes the omens are just omens. Coach Warren, Coach Jim Warren. He coached me as a freshman in football, and then he had the duty of double duty to coach me in basketball, and that's when he left Plains. He had to coach me, and that's what got him out. He left and went to Sudan. He said, if I got to coach guys like that, I'm not coaching. He was great. And let me tell you, there's lots of things that he could do, but one thing that stands out in my mind about him. I've always heard the saying, you can take the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That man could. He is one of the best motivators I've ever been around in my life. He had a passion. I remember Sig Ray should have beat us 30, 40 points, and we'd go out my freshman year and we'd beat him. But he had an act. And now I'm very fortunate and blessed I have his son as one of my coaches on my staff. It's a small world. And he is a great coach. A great coach and a great man and a great dad. And he does a lot of great things. Steve Warren, his older son, who is the head football coach at Abilene High, needs no explanation. State championship coach, a great man. He raised him. Russell, who was working, which I'm still kind of angry. That's the only thing I'm angry about, Jim. Because Russell quit because I always got good tickets to the Spurs games. Now he quit working with them and I can't go to the Spurs games. Don't like that much. Wow, what a guy. He takes care of me, and it's amazing. Then we'll get to the next, goes on, Coach McCourt, Mackie McCourt. He was my coach. He was my senior year sponsor, and I don't know how he kept from killing me and Killer especially. The rest of my class was pretty good. Keep saying me and Killer, we were kind of the two troublemakers. The rest of them were good. Don't laugh, Paul Blunt. You're right there with it. You're just a third one, okay? But what a great man. He was a teacher. He could take you and make you. It didn't matter what your talents were, but he could make you. And he made you believe, and he had that demeanor about him. I can remember them all the kids teaching about class about being ball humbug because he was always the bearer of bad news. But he motivated us and he believed in us, and it didn't matter what talents you had, he made the best out of it. And I'll forever be grateful. He still calls me and he's still trying to talk me into meeting him to play golf, but I don't want him to beat me, and I'm so competitive I won't show up. So, but I love it. Coach Bill Martin, the Iron Fist. Man, a few words, but when he talked, you listen. He's kind of the E.F. Hutton guy. Boy, he was a great math teacher, a great coach, and a great man. He's struggling right now. I know that all of us, prayers and thoughts on him because he's a wonderful man. I hope I get to Ruidoso and get to see him at least one more time before he passes. But what a great coach. He was an offensive line coach from the word go. And if you guys that got to play for him and be around him, I guarantee you, he made me believe out of me. The cleats you get over here? He told us that if we didn't straighten up, we were going to keep running until we run it flat. I believed him. Some of those guys didn't, but I did. I was going to flatten that thing out. Coach Earl Miller moved in here my sophomore year. He's a legend. Most interesting guy. He acts like he might be one of the not the smartest guys. I'm not going to say dumb, but